Okay, I'm gonna let a couple people get on here. Hey guys, happy Friday. Okay. Hey guys, yeah, I mean, hop in there in the comments, ask questions if you want to. I'm just waiting on Sarah to hop in here. Hope everybody's having a good Friday, right? I feel like in this time, it's like the days go by slow and the weeks go by fast. I just texted her, so she should be hopping in here in just a second. Okay. You know what? Sarah is a longtime friend of mine. We have known each other, I think, for like 13 to 14 years. I'm a hair colorist out in Los Angeles, and so I have been Sarah's hair colorist. And this is like since before she even had children. And I think today we're just going to sit and chat and catch up. She was actually one of the first people that I saw here before quarantine. And, you know, so I think we'll just do like a light catch up, kind of what we've been up to. Yeah, just like very conversational, this is obviously like a very casual thing. I'm just excited to be able to, get to see her face. And then, you know, we'll just get to catch up with her and hear kind of what she's been doing. And we'll share kind of how we've been getting through this time. She's had her husband and her 2 kids, and I've been sitting in my house with my 3 dogs and cat. Yeah, Sarah's got the most gorgeous hair ever. She's that color red is like my signature thing, and it is my favorite thing. It's one of my favorite colors to do on anyone's hair. Okay, let's see. Okay, she should be coming on now. I've never done one of these lives before. Sarah!
Even without tech support.
I know, I was like, I've never done one of these before. I don't know how to do it.
I was so afraid. I was like, am I pressing the right thing? Like,
how do you look so amazing during quarantine?
I literally realized I hadn't made lunch, and it was like 10 of, and I was like, oh shoot, I was gonna actually like try to legit do my hair for you.
But your hair looks done to me. Did you do this blowout on your own?
I just like literally 5 seconds ago just kind of just did the front. Well, you know how problematic my texture is.
You have the most beautiful hair, but yes, it is a beast. It is a beast that has to be tamed.
Yeah, it's a workout.
It's a workout.
I literally just ironed right here, hoping that like you can't see the back.
No, it looks great.
We'll see what happens. Like it could like
it'll expand.
Just like get really big.
Oh my gosh, how are you doing?
I'm good.
I was just telling them, I was like, you were like one of the very last people I saw before we went into quarantine.
I know.
It was like you came in the Friday,
right
on like March 12th, right before, like you were leaving the salon, remember, to go like do your big grocery haul, and we were talking like it's about to be locked down, and that's been almost 2 months ago.
Oh my god. I think I still have some of that frozen stuff.
I know, me too. I think at that time we were sort of like doomsday prepping, not realizing that we were going to be able to continue to get groceries.
No, and there have been such like innovative ways to do it. Like Christine told me about a farmer from her Larchmont Farmers Market who you could text and like get a box of farm stuff delivered, and that's been
Really?
like that's how we've done all of our produce. Although the other day we were driving to do one of those drive-by wave happy birthdays with the sixth graders, and I got off the 101. Now we're in LA because I'm saying whatever. On Havenhurst, and there's like a outdoor farmers stand there that has great stuff. So it's actually been great to see where you can go and who you can support and that kind of thing.
Well, yeah, and kind of that we're not having to live off of like frozen things from like Target in our freezer, right? Like we're actually like we're living off the land and eating like probably fresher food than we have been in a long time.
And I've been like, well, I have this. I guess I should just make it. But the expectation's lower. It's like, I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like trying to make this amazing thing. It's like, it's green beans. I'm thinking I have some shallots. I have like half a shallot and there's a lemon. I mean, thank God we're so lucky we're in LA. Like squeeze a lemon from the garden. Although I did suggest to Santu the other day, I was like, the hardware store at the bottom of the hill, you can call them and they'll bring something out if you need it. And I was like, what about one of those citrus pickers? And he was like,
yeah, wow.
Great idea. Then he was like gone for a really long time.
That shocks you none.
He comes in and he's got two of our grocery bags, like full of citrus that he's picked, mostly from our yard, but like the stuff you can't reach. It's like up the hill. And I'm like, well, I now have 75 picked lemons. Like we have to make lemonade today, which is a great thing. But like, what? Really? Why did he obviously like stress picked citrus?
Well, he's like, and also too, is like such a man. You know what I mean? He's like, okay, I'll do it. I'll go get all the lemons. I'll bring all the lemons. He wasn't like having the foresight to think, what is our family going to do with 72,000 lemons in the next 5 days?
They look pretty, but I mean, I gotta get on it. I know
I was going to say you could do a lemonade stand, but there's no lemonade stand.
Yeah. What we could do, there's a couple things we could do. I don't think I have the jars. My friend Carla was once over here and she took some lemons and she said what'd she do? Like, what do you call it? Preserve them, like pickled them, like salt and sugar preserves, like to put into soups or whatever, give it that yummy flavor. So we could do that, but I don't think I'm there. I don't think I have that kind of energy. But have you ever candied citrus peel?
No, but it sounds wonderful. Have you? If anybody's going to be able to do it, it's going to be you. Are we going to get that story on your Instagram feed? I've been living for like it's no secret, anybody that like follows you on social media, you're like a domestic goddess and you are able to just like very effortlessly whip up Halloween costumes. You like bake bread that looks like you could win a James Beard Award for being a pastry chef. Like,
okay, let's give credit where credit is due. Okay, first of all, thank you about the Halloween costumes. This year, Halloween was hard because, as you know, my kids are now 8 and 12. Well, they were 7 and 12 at the time, and I can't sew. So I glue gun everything, which is my favorite thing to do. And they kind of were like, we sort of want to do our own, Mom. And I was like, so Iris she made like she's just like taken the glue gun and just gone wild, and she can make anything. So she made her own, and then the bread that you're referencing, that was entirely my friend Erica Godfrey from Toronto. She suggested, do you want to, our friend Haley had taught her how to really make beautiful challah and all the different ways that you could shape it.
Yeah.
Do you want to get on Instagram tomorrow? I mean, not Instagram, on FaceTime tomorrow and make challah with the kids. And I panicked and was like, yeast. I don't have yeast. How does anybody get yeast? But go get them, Tiger on Larchmont. Has like this
amazing
whole, the coffee shop just turned into, various sundry shop. Mm-hmm. So again, I sent Santu, And he comes home, and I just want to say to any of my friends, if any like our common friends are listening, I have yeast if you need yeast. I will drop it off. Because again, he came home with like a sack of how much
I think maybe he thinks you're going to be quarantined for the rest of the year.
But you know, yeah, exactly. But you know, if you're following Christine or Natalie or any of my girls like that we know in common, they're making like insanely beautiful sourdough baguettes.
No, I know you run with like a very like your whole crowd is like elevated on a whole nother level for the things that you guys are able to whip up and do at home.
But let's just acknowledge that it's Instagram. Like I do not want this frame to move, because literally you walk through my house, there's a pile of something in everywhere you go. It's a pile. The other day, Iris had to make a video for school. Like, she's doing the online learning, and they have a few Zooms, and then they have like this portal where they put their work, and they have videos and stuff. So she's having a great time running around doing the videos. But I was mortified. She's still great. She's doing it on her own. And then I was like checking her work one day, and she's like taking it. She's like, so then I took the thing and I went over here, and she's kind of running through the house, and everywhere you go, it's, you know, her point of view, like a GoPro. And it's like pile of weird abandoned puzzle here, pile of that fairy house that we were building out of bark with the glue gun over here, pile of laundry from not this week and not last week, but maybe the week before. The towels that we dried the dog off with. I mean, it just was like so like, and you know, Instagram never shows that, the madness.
Well, yeah, because we're just seeing like the very curated, perfected part, not the mess, right? How have things been? Do you feel like, I mean, have you taken on a role of like, are you having to homeschool the girls, or is all of their stuff online? Like, what does your day-to-day life look like now that y'all are all there all the time?
So initially, those first couple of weeks, I was like creating those lists, those endless lists of like all those fantastic ideas that people are sharing, of like the tour of the Louvre and the, you know, all the amazing things you can do, the webcams of the penguins, the different like marble run that you can make, you know, the science, we tried to do this, like we took our Easter eggs and made like geodes out of borax, and you know,
right,
that kind of thing. I had to let that go, because there's like this idea that we're going to be incredibly productive during this time. I'm not. I mean, it's about letting go and simplifying. And if I can just have one moment with the girls. So you asked about like school. Their school is online. The school's doing a fantastic job. Una's, you know, totally independent in her learning. Iris has needs some support, but it's kind of like, on a good day, I can say it's magical. I can say it's like I'm having a moment to like reclaim them in a way and really be engaged in what they're doing. But by like 3 o'clock, I'm exhausted. I mean, like 2:30, like 1:15. Because it's like the 3 meals and the extra mess that you can make when you're all home and all that, you know, and just like the quiet like worry and scenarios that one needs to tame, and the stories of the loss and the heartache.
I know. I'm very like
regimented.
My experience is totally obviously different, because I'm just at home with my 3 dogs, and you know, like as a hairstylist, we don't have the option to be working right now. So you know me, like I'm so productive. I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing all day? So I've had to create. I think very early on, like you, I was like, I cannot do this quarantine with a lot of pressure for expectations to like do all these things. Like, I don't think I can do all these exercise challenges. I don't think I can like learn a new language. I don't think I can do all of that stuff, because I feel so defeated every day. But yeah, I think that in times like this, it's interesting and amazing to see how people pivot and people like forge ahead, you know, and like you just kind of have to embrace and accept what this like new normal time is and find the bright spots. But yeah, it's like there's 2 parallel lives, right? It's like we're at home living our lives, doing the things that we need to for our families or for ourselves or for our mental health. But it's like there's also, we're doing it for this whole other reason that is like existing kind of beside us. You know what I mean? It hasn't like, I think because we're home and alone, we're not as in touch with like just the devastation that's existing outside of our homes. You know what I mean?
Well, I think what it's done is, you know, you do watch the news, you do like have the feed on your phone. It's like you know, for me, it's like just be grateful and then find the like micro ways you can be of service, like in any way, shape, or form, whether it's to one neighbor or if you can make sack lunches for, you know, some of our homeless population, but like whatever you can do. I mean, I've been seeing so many stories. I mean, I just feel we're so lucky that we can shelter at home and that we can
I know.
find, you know, make bread and have the stuff to do it. And I think the other thing is, like, I've been trying to stay sane by just looking at the amazing things that people are doing to be of service, like the stuff that's popping up. You know, even I just got an email from a mom at the school who is making like to go kits of margaritas that you can drive by and have like a contact-free pickup of margaritas, and the money is going to the food pantry.
Amazing.
And, you know, like all the upbeat ways that people are trying to find.
Yeah, well, I think kind of when the world stops and everybody has time and everybody has that time to be like, whereas normally maybe we're like so rushed and we think, oh, if I have the time to do this or if I have the time to do that. So it's been amazing to watch things slow down and where people are putting their heart, time, and energy like to give back, right? Like because they have the time and perspective to think, oh, I'm good at this and I can offer, like I can make amazing margaritas and I have this great list of women at school and friends at school who will show up and I can take that and I can make a difference, you know, in another person's life right now. So that, yeah, it's been a beautiful thing to watch, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and I think it helps tame the, like, I know for me, if I try to look ahead past tomorrow or into next month or next fall, it's not healthy. It's not
correct.
Like, it's like chemically a disaster for me. And then it's hard for me to be present for my kids who are experiencing their unique feelings that are.
I know. How are they doing with all of this? I can't imagine like being out of school and being home. I mean, I know kids are so resilient to things, but what's their experience of all this like as a young person?
They're little. I mean, I think they have a great attitude and they're busy with their schoolwork, so that's great. They definitely miss their friends, but they're finding ways to connect, like to do Netflix viewing parties, you know, like those, like the hangouts that they can do.
Yeah.
Are really interesting. So that keeps us positive, I think.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes, I mean, are you finding that like when the sun goes down, that like I'm seeing like some big feelings come up when the sun goes down, and it's hard to get people to sleep and stuff.
Yeah, I think I've had so many sort of different iterations of emotions during the last 2 months. You know, I feel like in the first month, I think you kind of mentioned this earlier, I felt like I was just frozen and I didn't really know what to do, but I felt all this pressure being like, you need to sign up and do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And I was like,
have you written your screenplay? Did
I
you?
can't. And so, yeah, exactly, Sarah. Sarah's like always trying to get me to write a movie. I think the very last thing you said to me in the salon, you were like, "This is going to be great. You're going to do your beauty counter business. You're going to write a movie. We're going to do this thing. You're going to write a TV show." I'm like, I've never even written a thing in my life. So no, I haven't written it yet. But like, stay tuned. We're still at home.
No, I am kidding about that, because I think these big ideas, like me cleaning out the garage and organizing all my photos from the last 20 years, it's not going to happen. I'm just going to let myself off.
Yeah. So I think for me, like in this time, it was just, I I'm like you. I can only think about like the next 24 or 48 hours. And in that time, I can plan things for myself to do. I can plan what I'm going to eat. I can plan like who I'm going to talk to. But when I sit there and think that like, you know, my business as a hair salon, we've been told that we're not opening until sports arenas open in California. And that is like, I don't even see that on any horizon. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I can't think that far in advance, but I'm finding that I'm liking to wake up earlier in the morning. I like to be productive more in the first half of the day. And then, yeah, sort of like when the sun goes down, I'm kind of ready. Like at 8 o'clock, I'm sort of have that feeling of like, I think I just want to go to bed and end the day so we can get closer to tomorrow, which closer to tomorrow means closer back to like being able to at least see people.
Yeah. Do you see a lot of people through the course of your day? Like, are you having a lot of rando FaceTimes or like group Zooms or like ladies cocktails at 5? Like any of that?
Yes and no. At first, it really made me feel bad because I'm just such an extroverted person. It was not really the same kind of connection that I like doing everything virtually. So I was slower to like adapt to this virtual Zoom and connectivity and all that kind of stuff. But yes, I'm like each week I feel like I adapt more and more and more to like what all of this is. So I'm very lucky in the sense like I do work, you know, with Beauty Counter. And so in that business, I have a ton of women that I connect with every single day. And we do different happy hours and different events. So that has given me like some purpose and something to look forward to. But yeah, I mean, some days, yes, I talk to my mom and my sister daily, and some days I interact with a lot of people. But I found out here specifically that, like, even regular check-ins with my closest friends out here left me feeling so empty. And I love all of those people, but it was like our life isn't in motion and nothing is happening. And continuously checking up with people who are also just at home doing nothing magnified that for me. So I had to find ways to be like, okay, these are good interactions with this group of people where I can just like cry and be like, today's horrible or today's great. And then the people just kind of, I've had to have different pockets of things based on like what my needs are that day for communication.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I miss my clients so much. Like it's like I've built my whole life for like our connectivity and our relationship. I don't think when you're in Los Angeles, we've never gone 2 months and not been able to like catch up or see each other or drink like our witchy tea and, you know, just all the things.
I know.
But
I
we
do
will.
wonder how we're all gonna, sometimes I'm like, when we come out of this, am I gonna be super weird? Like,
No, I think we're all going to be super weird.
Like, hi.
I know. I was like, even if they open up the floodgates, I was like, I'm probably now somebody who's going to have like a lot of anxiety and like not want to leave my house. Like in theory, it would be a great idea to go meet my friends. But in actuality, I'm probably going to be like, I'm good. I'll just stay home.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think we'll adjust.
Yeah. And maybe this is like, you know, I think about how much more I'm talking to my family back east, and maybe that'll stay, and like how many more calls I'm getting from them or check-ins or whatever, how many more texts I'm getting. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed. I'm like, I can't keep up with my text with
all the things on it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I'm not like incredibly grateful for that, to feel included in that. And just like even like I was thinking about with my girlfriend Erica about the bread, it's like I was so sad to, I mean, I'm sad to leave Toronto and in many ways, as you know so well, but I really was like, oh, I'm gonna miss my friend. But we hung out like for a full weekend day making bread.
I know, and those are just things we would have never thought to do. I know that you've utilized FaceTime a lot, and I remember that the last time I saw you in the salon, I was telling you, like, I never FaceTime anybody, and you were like, oh, it's great, we'll FaceTime, you FaceTime everybody, just pick up the phone, look at the person's face, and have the conversation.
So it's so funny because I was telling you about my girlfriend who like radically switched to that like 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm driving, like, she's like, whatever, baby, just don't look at me, you know, just we're like, I didn't do that. I like, just for anybody who's listening, I was safe. I've been but it was funny because I was having a conversation with my friend Michael yesterday, and I think he like FaceTimed me, and I went to pick it up, and he had hung up, and then he called and he was like, I'm sorry, I should always ask you first. Like, you can't just FaceTime somebody. You can't. And I was like, you can FaceTime me. I will pick you up when I'm in the bathtub. Like, it's it's totally fine. And there aren't any rules, but maybe there are rules. Like, it depends. I'm sure it definitely depends on who you're talking to. It can't be like a work colleague and pick
So
up.
did you hear about the girl that was using Zoom for the first time and she didn't know that everybody could see her, and she went on her Zoom meeting from the toilet and everybody in the meeting was like, you know, because she didn't know that she was also on camera for everybody to see.
Saturday Night Live did like a whole skit in their first one about like, so funny.
Okay, so apart from like all of these new things that you're doing, and apart from like the 42,000 gallons of lemonade that you're going to be making over the weekend,
stay tuned for those photos of some.
oh, I'm excited. I'm
liquid.
here for it. I love anything lemon. So like, I'm going to be like, Sarah, leave my gallon at the end of the driveway and I'm going to come pick some up. I will eat lemon icebox pie, lemon meringue, all the lemon things. It is my favorite.
Pie. What's lemon icebox pie?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to send you the recipe and you're going to make it today. My mom made one a few days ago.
And will I
Southern
get
thing.
A Mississippi accent while I'm eating it?
Yes. You have to have a Mississippi accent and be like, I'm going to make me a lemon icebox pie.
I did find a good recipe for like a lemon cake that's sugar-free, because you can use like erythritol or however you pronounce that. But it looks really good. I can send you that. I could drop some lemons for you too if you want. You need some zest.
Okay. So what else are you doing? Like, how do you are you able to have time? I mean, I'm completely by myself all of the time, right? And so you have a house full of people. Are you able to find any time for yourself during the course of a day? I mean, you found this time right now, but you're obviously sharing this personal time with all of us.
Yeah, when I work out.
Tell us more about that.
So we have a little tiny like storage room that we've turned into like a little gym. And yeah, and I'm hidden in there. So that's good. Yeah, I mean, there's time. There's time. There is time, and I could see it as time more if I didn't feel guilty about taking it, which is the messed up part of it, because my kids are fine. They're big. They're not 3, you know, where you really have to
be there.
You know, and I think that there are gifts of their, like, I hope they get a little bored and see what comes of that. I mean, the other day, there was some like ukulele situation happening that I was like, I don't even want to walk by. I don't want to stop
that. Just let it exist and like let it happen.
Yeah, I think that there are like, this all sucks, and it really sucks for a lot of people, and it's really scary, and there's devastating loss. But there's some silver linings. That's what I'm just trying to see, you know, on a micro level. And I just wonder what we're going to learn from like having to be still, like in a epic way. I mean, I have started to try to, one of the things I've put off the garage, and I'm going to put off the garage indefinitely, and probably the photo albums, but I did start a little bit of meditation and a little bit of like meditating with the girls, because this is like a big sign that we're maybe supposed to be a little bit still. I was thinking the other day, like, what if this won't happen, but like, what if there's going to be in the future, like a couple days a year, like not just a holiday, but like a global kind of pause. Like, we're supposed to not be flying the jets in the air and the cars on the road. Like, we just need to like let the world, let Mother Earth just be for a second and see what happens when everybody, what does that feel like? That's a preposterous idea. It's not going to happen, but hold on.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been sort of on the voyeur aspect, watching everybody, you know, with their families. And it's been such a beautiful thing. I mean, I can imagine if I was a kid right now and I had all of this time with my parents and all their attention and everybody was home, I would imagine that I would look back into my life and think of this as being like one of the most special times of my whole childhood. You know, like I can imagine like how special. I know that my sister, her son is 2.5. And so, yes, it is 24/7. She is there with him, you know, and, you know, he's 6 months pregnant, all the things. But he looked at her the other day and he was like, Mommy, I'm so happy. And it's like such a beautiful thing because it's like everybody's slowed down and stopped and so present. And like that is something that we've just taken for granted in all of our lives. And so, yeah, like when you talk about your family on the East Coast, mine is in the South. Just like what this will look like after this, it's like, oh my gosh, we just like want to love the people we love and like talk, you know, make sure we're there and like with them rather than so swept up and caught up in rushing around and trying to do all the things and be all the things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do hope, I did say, it was really funny. I actually said to Una the other day, because I think my best work has been at lunch.
What was her response to you telling her this?
So I didn't tell her that. I'm telling you that.
Okay.
So her lunch is like at 11:15 in the morning. So my coffee is still kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when I'm like, oh, I'm going to make, you know, like she's had so much variety and these nice meals and stuff. And she's like, thanks, Mommy. This is so great. I was like, my hope is that when you look back on this time, you have some nice memories around food, because we all have like lovely memories of our childhood around food, like around holidays, like whatever the for me, I see it as like whatever the meal was that I was like, Mom, I'm driving home from college today after exams. Can you have the such and such dish ready? Or like, you know, it was the 80s, so fondue, you know, like whatever the funny things that we had. And I was like, I hope that you have some good memories around food, like that I made some things that you like. And when you come home from college or when you fly back from New York, you'll be like, Mom, have the such and such ready. And she's like, or we could call Erica and she could make something for me. And that was like, I have to tell her that. But
I was like, what she's going to say after this weekend is like, I don't ever want to see another lemon again.
Yeah. But so my friend, I was also like, or I've provided you with a friend who gives you these great memories around food, because she actually is legitimately like the matzo ball soup, like everything. It's so good. But that was like a funny, I do hope that there are these memories. Like Iris has been making these like amazing dioramas and fairy houses and making things. And I hope she just remembers that creativity, you know, that.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, that's how we played when we were little, you know?
Yeah. And we were bored. And we just had to figure it out. That's what I keep saying.
Oh, yeah. I keep thinking of like this time. It's like, you know, when you're in school, like elementary school, and like you have all these activities, you go to summer camp, you do all these things, but like the last 3 weeks before school starts is painful because you're so ready just to get back to school. You've like got your outfit ready to go. You're ready to see your people. And that is sort of like what this time right now feels like. It's like, well, I've done all the things. I baked all the bread. I've like, you know, I've done all the puzzles. I've like, I don't even know what I've done. I mean, I in my apartment alone have had tie-dye parties. I've been on field trips. You know, I'm a dog groomer now, just for my own dogs, just all the things.
Yeah. So what have you been watching?
Well, you know what? I haven't really been watching that much stuff as of recent. I watched Ozark, which I know you did too. I mean, who is that brother guy? We got to give him all the awards for all the things.
Did you Google him? Did you?
No.
I'm sure he's like, everybody knows who he is. And I'm just like, I don't know who he is.
No, everybody was talking about, everybody's about to know who he is. He's going to be winning an Oscar probably next year. That was the greatest performance of anything I have ever seen of anybody with mental illness.
I rewound just to watch the scene. I'm not going to give anything away, but there's a scene in a car where he's talking a lot in the back of the car.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. Bear with me. Sorry.
Okay.
I get all my kids like alerts and stuff. So, and one of them is out my window. I have a really fancy setup. I have a window. And I was like, oh, I can just put my phone on the pane of the window and sit backwards on the couch. Like this is my A game right here.
Mm-hmm. It's wonderful. I love it, and you look beautiful.
Well, thank you. So Ozark was so good. It was so good.
Okay, so the other show that I'm actually rewatching that I will encourage you to watch because it is such an easy show. It's on Amazon Prime and it's called Red Oaks. Have you heard about this?
No.
It appeals to me on every level, which maybe it will you too. It takes place in 1986 at a New Jersey country club. And it's, you know what I mean? It's like 30-minute episodes. The music is great. It's like a coming-of-age story. Paul Reiser is in it. There's several, like Gina Gershon. There's some other people, but there's only 3 seasons. And it's just like the easiest, no-brainer, no hard emotion, like it's definitely not going to jerk you the same way Ozark did, but it's just an easy watch that you will feel like wonderful nostalgia for.
Yeah. Okay, great.
So I'm rewatching that because I needed more of that in my life.
Have you seen, have we talked about this? Did you see or read Normal People?
I have the book and I haven't read it.
Okay, so I think it's so good. Oh my God.
Okay.
It's so good. You won't be able to put it down. But literally the day I finished it, I was going to Hulu to watch Mrs. America. And then I was like, what? Normal People?
Oh, the show. Right. Someone gave me the book when I went on my trip to Ireland.
Oh, okay.
And so I haven't read it yet, but okay, and now the show. And then I've heard good. Did you watch the show?
I'm 7 episodes in of 12, and it's amazing. I should say, because I'm not sure who our audience is right now, but it's not for young people.
PG-13 or R?
It's
okay.
R. Yeah,
okay.
I mean, yeah, it's real R.
Okay. Wait, I think I did kind of know that because someone recommended that I watch it maybe for the R-rated rating.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I mean, my hat's off to a lot of times, really, really explicit intimacy is, I turn something off. Like it makes me uncomfortable watching it because I'm thinking about the actors. And, oh my God, how do they do that? These actors are so gifted, and the director and the writing, the intimacy is super emotional. Like it's absolutely telling the emotional story. It's not, I mean, people are going to have very different opinions of it. So
Got it.
Opinions of this. Some people are going to turn it off right away. And, but I just feel like the storytelling piece of that is incredible. And it's just the way the camera works and makes you feel like you're inside this relationship in many ways. And it's something. It's amazing. It's not like, did you watch The Affair?
Yes.
It's not like that.
Okay.
It's a little bit different, and I can't really put my finger on it. But the acting, it's just amazing. It's an amazing adaptation, I think, of a book. I haven't read any reviews or heard what anybody says, but I've been watching it with Santu, and he hasn't read the book, and I have, and he's obviously like so much is missing. But they let all of it live in these quiet moments and in the in-between speaking moments. And it tells so much with a look, with like.
So he's totally getting the whole experience too, even not having read the book.
100%.
The way that, yeah.
Like understanding the depth of
That's really incredible when there are not that many television shows that are adaptations that really.
Yeah.
Or that in sync, I would guess, I mean, having not watched it, but where they can really create the same emotion that you would get through the written word, through like the stillness and the moments and beautiful acting and beautiful TV.
And like letting the camera be with that actor as he's having a total like internal thought moment, and you get it because he's a genius and they know how to capture it.
Okay, really. I'm moving that up to the top of the list. And then Mrs. America, are you caught up?
Yeah, I'm caught up.
I don't think I've watched this week's episode. I'm like really loving that show. I'm also very here for the 1970s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want to dress like that. I mean, like, oh my gosh, just like, what's her name? Is it Rose Byrne?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is just like so epic in those glasses with that hair. I'm really loving that.
Did you see the episode that features Ari Grainer's part? I just think she was insanely amazing. I mean, just, oh, like the guy in Ozark that we're talking about. I can't believe I don't know his name. I'm so lame.
That's okay. I don't either. I'm like the guy in Ozark. I'm like the brother. I don't even remember the character's name. And I'm like, you know, the brother, the one who's like going to be the biggest actor ever known, you know.
Yeah, ever.
So I have a question just because, like, I don't even know about this because, like, now with everything stopped and I'm like, just like spitball thinking, like, what does this mean for like your line of work? Like, is everything just like, what will happen? Like with content writing, like what are people saying on, you know, the entertainment side of things?
I've just read like stuff in the Hollywood Reporter. I have no idea. It does send me down a rabbit hole. So I'm just kind of
staying away from that.
Like I haven't called my agent and been like, what's going on? Like what's, there was an article in the Hollywood Reporter that was just talking about like, how do we go back to production? Is it a tiny skeleton crew? I mean, one thought was even like quarantining the whole crew and the cast for 2 weeks prior all together, like creating almost a pod.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. I have no idea. And it's scary to me because I know how it feels to be on a set. Like we all like, we get a cold and you're like, oh, I'm going to get everybody sick. You know, I mean, everybody does know. Here's the thing. I mean, it's different. We don't know how this disease operates.
Right.
People, hair and makeup and people who do get very close to the actors, everybody is very well trained in, you know, safety protocols.
Correct.
Changing the brushes, sterilizing them, like all that stuff, as you know. But how much do we know about this disease? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen.
In a broad stroke thing, what I want to manifest is I would love it if we would bring back so many people in entertainment. Their home base is out here. And then when they go to film something, they have to travel and they have to leave their families or they have to move their family somewhere else because of the benefits or tax breaks other places. So my real hope is that California figures out a way to bring back all of the filming and all of the thing locally so that people can stay closer to home.
I love that. And just to support the businesses here, the restaurants and the dry cleaners and the...
Have you driven around at all to see?
No, I mean, a little bit, but what's it like out there?
So my business, you know, is in Beverly Hills. And so the other day I was on South Beverly Drive, which is it's south of Wilshire, you know, not like where Rodeo is, but there are tons of restaurants and tons of things just gone already, you know? So it's like, I'm like loving my bubble of like kind of just not acknowledging that that's happening. And I'm just like staying home and doing tie-dye parties, but it is going to be a wild thing that we come back to. You know, it's like, it's a jarring thing. Like Little Santa Monica, I would say like 70% of the businesses are gone. Lease signs.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's devastating. Are you familiar with 911?
No.
So I think how do I explain this? So this is, my friend, Rachel is an ER doctor.
Okay.
And she was working a shift very early on in this, and she was working her shifts. And one of her friends called her and said, what can I do? Like, what can I do to help? And she said, well, today somebody dropped off juices for my staff at the ER. And it was a real morale boost because nobody has time to go get anything to eat or drink or coffee or anything. And it was just a really beautiful gesture. So she said, you know, maybe order some lunch and for my staff or something like that. And then that friend and Rachel's husband, Chris, went out to their networks and said, you can Venmo and we will arrange to have meals delivered to the ER and we'll support a local business. Cut to it, that grew exponentially. They're now a not-for-profit. They're serving, he said that they're potentially saving 200 restaurant jobs per week.
That is unbelievable.
They're servicing all the all the hospitals in Los Angeles. We're going to go on Monday and help deliver. And so it's this building morale, saying thank you to the staff in the hospitals, but also supporting the smaller restaurants, the smaller businesses. And it's in New York now. It's in DC.
Wait, and it's working.
It's totally
working. That's the thing. I think that
911.
we have to take a step back. I don't know about you, but like I have been thinking for the last month about how I spend my money and like where I spend my money and how I will never spend my money with the same thoughts and process, right? It's like these restaurants are our community, right? Like these people have taken risks to open up places so that we have places to go and socialize and lunch with our friends and host birthday parties, and they're vital for like our
you think about that, like the
happiness.
So all the books I've been buying, or whatever you can buy from your local bookseller, that kind of thing. You can support your restaurants, the local markets, the farmer, but also your salon. You know, in terms of product, you can still sell product.
Yeah. Well, what has been so incredible that they did for our salon, because, you know, I have a small business and we carry just a small product line. I mean, it's a big product line. We work with a big company, and very early on, they had the foresight to see like, how would my business be able to survive if we're not able to be in there? So they used their resources and essentially gave my salon like an affiliate link, right, online. And they were like, we will take care of the shipping. We will take care of the products. If your people use this portal and they purchase products, you will get paid the exact same way as if your business was open and people were buying their shampoo and conditioner directly from your salon.
Amazing. So wait, how do we find that?
If you look in the link in my bio, it'll have the salon. It'll say Shop Maven. But if you buy any hair products, they do free shipping. They do things I could never do as a small business owner. R and Co. The product line. Yeah, it's so awesome. So they do free shipping over orders $35, and they run tons of promotions and incredible things. And yes, just shopping that link is literally the same exact thing, buying your hair care products, as if you were to walk through the doors of my salon and purchase something directly from me. So it's been an opportunity for us to earn an income, because at first, you know, we closed down March 15th, and in my mind I was thinking, well, best case scenario, we'll reopen in May. Realistically, it's June. Worst case, it's July. And now it's best case scenario, maybe July. Reasonable is going to be August. Maybe worst case scenario is September. And so to have our business be able to close, we really had to pivot into this like pivotal world, into this virtual world, and how to keep our business continuing, even if we can't directly service our clients.
Yeah. Wow. And so people need to understand that they don't need to go buy that on Amazon.
No, you never need to buy any
beauty products.
Amazon is great, and I love Amazon. And
I'm saying they're going to be fine.
Oh, they're going to be fine. Yes,
they can lose that piece of their business for the hair care product that you're going to get.
But also too, you have to be careful with Amazon and beauty products. Period. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but like most like luxury brands do not sell their products on Amazon. So it's not like R & Co has a thing on Amazon and they're selling products. So if you were to purchase products like that on Amazon, it would be sort of the same as if you were purchasing them on eBay.
Okay, that's a good message.
So it's like you don't really not quite know who that middle person is, because those of us that have relationships with like big company brands like that, we are not allowed to sell on Amazon. So a lot of times you don't know where those products came from or what they even are. So with beauty products, you really, really, really want to buy directly from, I think most bottles of shampoo even say like, make sure you bought this at a professional business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes. So right now, even your favorite brands, with a little bit of like research, tenacity, and effort, you could probably figure out ways to still support your small local businesses and be able to continue getting your products like that.
Yeah. We don't want to come out of this as a monoculture, you know.
No.
And I was thinking, would you can I make an appointment with you for Una? Mm-hmm. Because the other day she was like, Mommy, can you show me how to curl my hair? And I was like, yeah, sure. I did not.
Well, yeah, you know what? That's one thing that I've been offering to people for the last 2 months, because I've had to figure out ways to stay relevant and to keep myself occupied all day, right? Because like I don't have a job that I can work from home. So I've been offering virtual consultations, and it's been awesome. I talk to people, I schedule, people just send me a message and I reach out to them. We schedule like a FaceTime conversation, and I FaceTime them and we just chat for like 20, 30 minutes, be it like if you need tips on how to style your hair, what products to be using. I mean, it's hard. I can't really give like a lot of color recommendation, but maybe for like when you're out of quarantine, I can. But I think it's helped people feel grounded and less crazy about their hair, just having like another person be able to sort of like bring them back to earth so they don't take matters into their own hands and do something crazy.
So how many times have you had to talk to people out?
Quite
Like,
a few.
were they
I'm
like,
going to tell everybody, do not cut your bangs, and I'm going to tell you why. Because it's summer, and who wants sweaty, gross bangs stuck to your forehead? Even in the salon right now, if someone came in and asked me to cut bangs, I would tell them it is a September haircut. Nothing is more chic than a fall haircut with a great bang, but it is not the summer look.
okay,
Don't cut bangs.
don't cut bangs?
Don't
What
cut
are your, because I know you have a lot of men too, right? Like, what are the men doing with their hair? I'm just letting Sanchu grow.
You know what? I have sent them pictures of sexy Keanu Reeves, and I'm like, this is the look, right? Like,
you can feel free to send me a picture of sexy Keanu Reeves.
right? But he can rock hair at like every length, and I think it sort of has helped guys get through it.
What texture hair does he have? Does he have curly hair or does he have straight hair?
He's kind of like a wavy texture. I don't know. His hair is always good. It's always really, really good. And it's like good at every length. So when guys are freaking out, I'm like, well, this is the new inspiration. Like that clean gentleman cut, maybe we're just going to pivot from that, and you're going to have like this rugged, sexy John Wick dude. But I mean, some people have let their wives cut their hair. I mean, it's not great. I mean, you know, people have been like, can you teach me how to cut my son's hair? And I'm like, I just can't, y'all. Like, I went to school for so long to learn how to do it. There is no like easy, quick thing that I can like tell you what to do.
Right.
I wish there was.
I guess you could only troubleshoot. Like if I have to cut the girls' hair, which they don't have a style.
We will FaceTime and we'll have a conversation about that when the time comes. It's mostly just like on this.
Go like this. I know. So you'll be able to be like, Sarah, pick that up and maybe.
I don't know about all that, but I can at least teach you how to like comb it to where it's even, to where you're not like constantly like trying to like losing length and go. Yeah. It can go awry real quick, you know? So you got to like be, I don't know, just try to leave your hair alone. Nobody's seeing anybody right now, right? Like, just let your hair be, like, let it be wild, let it be natural, do a lot of treatments on it. Your husband will look like Keanu Reeves. Like, I don't know.
No, I think my neighbors think I'm a little crazy because we do see them out on our lane and talk from a distance. But like, I constantly am like, oh, sorry, I'm deep conditioning my hair. Like if you're wondering what's going on, or I still have a face mask on. I mean, my face mask isn't like blue or green or something, but like I'll have a face mask on and I just like leave it all day because seriously. But I'll be out walking the dog, full like goop on the face, like I'm doing a face mask or like.
But I think people are just like embracing it, and they're like, of course you are. Whatever you need to do to take care of yourself right now, lean into it.
And I'm wearing a dress with Nikes. And like, you know, just like
I have not worn hard clothes in 2 months, and I don't know if I'm ever going back to hard clothes.
I don't know. Yeah, I've always been a dress person anyway.
Yeah, you always make like every dress so chic, and you wear a great hat and like you have a great bag. Like you know, even on your like dog walking Nike dress day, you're still killing it, I'm sure.
I don't know. But adding the hat to it is something too. Like there's just a lot of crazy going on, but I think it's okay. I think it's totally okay. Fine.
Everything is fine right now. That's the thing. Everything is fine. Everything is acceptable. Whatever anybody needs to do to get through the day is great.
Yeah. And I've been using my beauty counter products.
I know. Have you gotten the vitamin C yet?
No, I want to get that. I will get that.
You have to get it. It is life-changing. It is life-changing.
Tell me what you've noticed. How long have you been doing it?
So vitamin C, I didn't realize this, we're talking about skincare now. My mom is an esthetician, and vitamin C, she said, behind sunscreen is the most important step in any skincare regimen. So it's full of antioxidants, and it's for like glowing, brightening, getting rid of any dark spots. But the one that makes the Beauty Counter one so significant is the efficacy of the bottle. I guess that vitamin C is like very hard to stabilize. And so lots of times you'll buy, like, I won't mention the brand, but like a very expensive medical grade one, and the efficacy isn't there. And, you know, 3 weeks in, it might not be near as potent as it once was. And so it's the efficacy of the Beauty Counter one maintains the entire shelf life of the product, which is awesome. But yeah, it's they put turmeric in there too. It's really, really good. But I don't know, my skin is just like glowing, and I'm just like letting it glow.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. And you are. Do you have dew skin on?
I have dew skin on, yeah. I have dew skin, and then I use the cream blush, which is my favorite product. So I just put like a little bit of the caramel blush, and it just sort of gives my, you know, a little bit of color. But I know you love all the Beauty Counter products too.
I do, and I saw somebody yesterday, they posted somebody's like entire natural look, and it was, I think it was like dew skin and like using the blush stick here and here.
I think it's all about how you utilize one product to do multiple things. But also too, I'm going to say, like, because this is going to cut us off, we're only able to talk on here for like 1 hour. So we have just a couple minutes left.
How long have we been talking? Oh my God.
I know, we're so starved for like adult interaction. But yes, the Beauty Counter products are so great. And Sarah and I both love them because they're all based on, clean beauty and safe ingredients, and it's a company that takes as much pride in the environment as our own health. So like in times like now where we're really like peeling back and we're watching our earth really thrive while we're all at home, I think that we can make better decisions moving forward for our personal care products.
Amazing. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I need to book a consultation for my daughter so she can do
I can teach her how to curl her hair, no problem.
And then do you have a link to a good curler that's
Yes, I do. Actually, if you look at my profile, I have everything there. So I have my Beauty Counter site there listed. I have how you can buy hair care products and support my business right now. And then I have my Amazon favorites. And in my Amazon favorites under beauty, it has my favorite curling iron there.
Okay, great.
So it's all like just easily listed. So just in my Instagram profile, you can get links to all the things.
And people can contact you to have a conversation about their skincare.
Yes, I'm totally available. Yes, they can DM me, message me. I think they can find my email in there. My Facebook group is linked. You know, I'm available, and I'm here, and I'm not working, so I'm happy to be in service to anybody that needs any talk or any like help with their self-care during this time.
And that's the key, like being that service component, like whether it's micro or macro. I think that's like a really healthy thing. That's like,
well, and it's like that said, I've told my people, I'm like, it's not just for you. I mean, it will be great, and I'll give you all this information, but it's like a way for me to have a rewarding, fulfilling life too, like, and be contributing in whatever way I can while I'm at home, you know, to other people.
That's
okay.
Beautiful.
I love you so much, and I thank you so much for taking this hour to visit with us today. And just text me after this, and we'll schedule.
Okay. Lots of
I love you.
Okay. Love you too. Bye.
Bye.